hating 50% will, obviously on. Who did you think I was going to say?
Aspinall.
No, Aspinall's he's getting the love, Ariel.
All right.
I'm not worried about Aspinall. And the thing about Aspinall is I'm so happy the way his mind works. It's not like he's trying to rush for anything, or like I can tell you here and now he's been offered massive fights and he's just going with the flow. He's just training hard. He's just happy with what he's doing. He's comfortable. He's made a bit of money for his family. I mean, he's just a humble lad. He hasn't got like flash cars or anything like this. He's just going with the flow. He's going to be a massive star. He knows himself, which is really cool when a guy is like that, when they know who they are.
Who should he fight next?
It's tough, man, because the heavyweight is like not as stacked. So, if whoever he gets, it's probably going to fire him straight up to the top 10, top 5, isn't it? And, that's where the real battles start. You got all them top 5s are just monsters. So it's tough, especially, he's on I think, I don't know if he's on a 3-fight contract. So, he's got to play smart. He's got to play it smart to his benefits.
I suggested Chris Dawkins, the young man who fought on the same card as him, but a lot of people didn't like that because they were like, don't put two,
Yeah,
prospects.
yeah, I do agree to some extent, but I do disagree because I think let them fight maybe down the road because that Chris,
Hmm.
he's very good as well. But I was thinking someone like, like an Overeem or something, but then obviously the UFC
Mm.
cut him and, because the Overeem was, man, he was still beating guys, you know what I mean? It wasn't
Are
like
you
he was.
surprised about that?
I mean, when your time comes here, your time comes. Look what they've done. I mean, Overeem was fighting before I was even born, but
No. What are you
like,
talking about?
he was fucking. He's got to be like 65 or something now. He's got to be. But I don't know, man. I think they should have given them like a tribute or something. They just cut them and that was that.
I know. Not even a tweet. Not even a thank
Yeah.
you for your time. We
Mm.
wish you the best. Like, give us
This is
something.
this is why you just have to make money and leave your mark in this sport, man.
Well, that's why I don't begrudge the fighters who try to, like Dustin Poirier right now. They're having trouble making the Connor fight. Dustin Poirier deserves a payday, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, when you compare it to boxing, it's insane. It's it's a tough subject, man, because the UFC do completely look after us. But at the same breath, when you see these boxers getting what they're getting, you think, oh, we should be getting a little bit of the pie as well.
The
Dustin
guy who
Poirier,
fought,
he deserves a massive payday now, doesn't he?
yeah, like the guy who fought Canelo a couple of weeks ago. I don't even remember his name, and he made like 2.5 million.
Mate, a gust of wind would have blew him over. Come on, come on, like come on, mate. I'm sat here selling coats to pay me me monthlies on me cars, and that man's making 2.5 mil. Fucking hell,
Crazy.
lad. Come on,
What do you think of Eddie now? You guys cool?
Eddie.
Hearn.
He's all right, Eddie. Listen, he is what he is. Ariel, he's just, he's a clever man. He's a clever boxing promoter. We're cool. Obviously, we're cool, but I just like to throw hate unnecessarily, don't I, Ariel? That's what I do. It's my thing, mate. It's
Uh,
my
you,
thing.
so you actually said Leon is the guy. That was kind of a bad answer, if I'm being honest.
Mm, I don't know. I would like to see Leon get more
It
love
would be
than he
nice.
gets.
Okay, so let me ask you: he wins. Do you do the Colby fight? Do you try to make that happen, or do you put him? Do you put him in line for the title shot? Just wait for the winner of Masvidal Usman.
Yeah, I don't know. This is the thing with that little hiatus now. Like Colby, as much as an amazing fighter he is, he also seems like a hard person to be able to work with. Like he doesn't take fights. Not that he's scared. He just doesn't take fights just to be awkward or whatever it's to do with. And I don't know. Masvidal's a big star now. I don't know if he's in the gym every day. So is he training as hard? Is he waiting out? It's tough. It's very tough.
Yeah,
It's tough. Colby just
welterweights.
seems to like bitch now about the fights, but he's a great fighter. He could just fight them all, and he'd probably win most of them.
You know who I have a lot of respect for? RDA. This guy wants to fight anyone. Like he has
Yeah,
fought
yeah,
prospects, he has fought legends, he has fought champions, of course, he's fought contenders. Like you never hear I'm getting tired of welterweights. They just all want to pick and choose the perfect
Yeah,
opportunity, the perfect time. It's a
yeah,
little bit frustrating. Like if it's down to money, I get it. But if it's just down to like
yeah.
the perfect opponent on the perfect day when the sun is pointing the perfect direction, it gets to be a little much.
No, yeah, and you know what? That is perfect. Like me, I've never when I see Marvin beat Jack straight away I messaged his manager Ali. I was like, "Come on, me and Marvin fight." And I've done the same with Gaslam. And when I moved up to middleweight, and Dana was like, "Are you sure you want that fight till he's just nearly, killed Izzy? Come on, you take it slowly." And I was like, "No, I want to fight the best." And you got to fight the best. And RDA's calling out, in my opinion, the future lightweight champion Islam. Like
Yep.
his fight last week was just, I've never seen pressure like that in my whole entire career. Like, wow, he's a beast. And then seeing your man DC saying that he would probably be Khabib in the wrestling. Like, so how fucking good is this guy? But the problem is, Islam needs to stay active, man. He doesn't fight enough.
Right.
Khabib, to be fair, Khabib didn't fight enough. Like, I know there's this argument now with Khabib and John, who's the GOAT, and it's tough to say because obviously John's had a lot of things outside the octagon, but that's outside. Inside, John is the fucking man. No matter what anyone says, he's had how many title defenses? No one's even come close to taking it off him. And in them last few fights in the light heavyweight, he wasn't nearly getting beat. He was just fucking bored because there was no competition there.
I don't disagree. But the PD thing is an issue, right?
It is a big issue. I mean, I'm like Michael Bisping the way he says about it. As soon as the guy starts taking PDs, his whole career should be tarnished because you're basically cheating, man. Everything becomes easier. Weight cutting, dieting, training, recovery. You're a cheater. So that's the only thing that maybe might stop him from being in the argument as the GOAT.
Are you watching right now?
No, me telly's
Oh,
froze.
your jelly froze. Your boy David Grant got a big win.
My
TKO.
guy,
What happened?
my what
What happened to
happened with?
your TV?
I don't pay me bills, Ariel. What happened with yours?
I'm not. So what? Are you streaming this right now?
Ariel, stop trying to grasp for
Okay,
yours.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm
Stop trying to
sorry.
get back in Dana's good books, mate. I've spoke
N-
to Dana. He hates you.
I
Come on,
know he
lads.
does. Can you
No, I'm
can you
not
put in a
streaming.
word?
Who to Dana?
Yeah.
That's not my argument, Ariel, unfortunately.
I'd put in a good word for you, by the way. You know this. That's the difference between me and you.
No, Ariel, come on, son. Come on. Come on. Come on.
What about Hamza? Bit awkward, right?
I mean, it's crazy because I don't know, man. Like, I just don't know anymore. Like, I actually thought, I don't know what to say about it. Like, because when he starts talking about retiring, he must have really, really been bad with COVID. So that's not going to go away as easy as he thinks. So I don't know, man. I mean, he's definitely a fucking terrific fighter. There's no doubt about it. How good he is, we don't know. Yeah, but just when he was talking about retirement, I was thinking, wow, like his head must really be fucked from this COVID.
No, I know, but it's just weird for him to say like I need a break or I'm going to retire, whatever, and then everyone comes out and is like, nah, he's not really going to retire. We'll see
Yeah,
him in June.
it's like he's being pushed. Like,
Yes.
was he having us? I don't know. Like the president of Russia rang him. Who's the guy who rang him with the
No,
big beard?
yeah, Ramzan Kadyrov.
He's like a mad dictator, isn't he?
Stop.
Is he? Yeah.
I don't know. Yes, I mean
He gets a lot of hate, doesn't he?
he is very controversial to put it
Is he? Yeah.
mildly.
Well,
Yeah.
aren't we all, Ariel? Come on, aren't we
No, I mean
all?
this is a different level of controversy. This is bad. This is not a couple memes on Twitter.
Is it not? No.
No, it's a little more than that.
I'll have to look into that guy.
Maybe not. You don't have to. But yes, I
Yeah.
mean I would educate my he is actually very involved in MMA, which is a little bit
Is he? Yeah.
concerning. Yeah.
And Mark, he jumped on the phone to Kamzat.
Yeah, and then he posted that he spoke to him and that we're all good and he's going to fight for the people, the Chechen people. And it was just the whole thing was just like, hey, it's okay to support him behind the scenes and say we're there. But it just felt like a lot of influential people were very quick to say, no, 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 nothing to see here. He's going to be okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's all. But he's incredible. Okay,
No,
let me ask you this: bigger, who has a higher ceiling, him or Islam?
what you mean?
Like, ultimately, who has the better career?
I Kamzat will have the better career because he fights regularly. He wants to fight. I mean, as much as Islam probably trains every day, he doesn't fight that much. Like, listen, Khabib, man, what, inside and outside the octagon, an absolute inspiration, but he didn't fight enough.
Mm,
Like, myself, like, this year, I've promised myself 3 fights if it's possible. Like, I only had 1 fight last year. Like, that's not enough. Like, when you want to be the best man, you look at Canelo. Canelo's like fucking three
yeah,
fights in how many months? That's the way to do it.
yeah, yeah. He
That's
fought in
just
December, then February. Now he's fighting again in May.
that's just the way to do it, man. And like, some guys can get away with like going away for a long time. They really can. And Khabib got away with that because he was so good. But Islam, if he wants to like, if you're talking about him and Kamzat wants to fight all the time, so he will have the better career. Now I don't know whether Islam just stays undefeated like Khabib and then obviously gets the belt and whatever, but he's got to fight more. He's definitely got to fight more.
Now, do you feel it's because of his style or just because he's fighting more? Because they
Do you
have,
know?
I mean, Khamzat probably has a little bit better striking than Islam right now, or at least what we've seen.
Yeah, do you know what? I think it could be down to training. I think it could be the old just overtraining too much, getting injured.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've had Friday today and tomorrow off because my coach was just like, Darren, we need a few days off here. You're overtraining, like because we train hard in the gym, and I think when you do that over time, injuries don't get better, and they set in, they stay there, and you struggle all your life with them. So maybe that could be the point why I mean it's not a negative thing, but that could be the reason why Islam is not regularly fighting.
What do you think of? Oh, they're showing. Are you watching this? Can you still see it or no?
No, it's
You,
my telly's
oh,
completely.
Jesus. Max Holloway saying he doesn't spar anymore.
Do you know what? I keep using that example to all the guys now. Like, not to blow my own trumpet area, but we've sort of run out of spar. We've got a few good sparring partners in, but we did run out of a few sparring partners in the gym because they were getting hurt. Not to be cocky or anything or confident, but that's what was happening. And the way you see Max Holloway do that for 5 rounds with no sparring,
Mm.
and was he training like over Zoom or some shit? I was thinking, nah, that's
Well,
got to be a
he,
lie.
well, he said that before the last fight, the Volkanovski fight. I don't know if he was pulling our leg. This time he said he actually trained with people. There's footage of him.
Uh,
But for the second straight fight, he's saying no sparring.
I mean, Cowboys said it. All these guys said. I think you get to a level area where you sort of learned a lot of what you need to know. And then I think sparring just becomes one of them things that is not the most necessary thing. You don't need to take these punishing spars or, because every sparring session, if you go hard, let's say like we do, your legs are getting low, kicked, you're getting kneed, you're on the ground, you're wrestling it. It's heavy. Like on Tuesday we did, I think we did A5s and it was brutal, man. And then on Thursday we took it down, we done 5-5s. Like, you got to remember, A5s of just pure sparring, that takes its toll on the body no
Wow.
matter what else you do. In MMA, this is not boxing, this is not anything else, this is MMA, all the arts mixed together. So, I think when you're younger, yeah, but I think as you start getting on, and not getting on, but when you're at the peak and you've learned a lot and you're an elite fighter, I think sparring should become the last resort. I'm on the same wavelength as Max.
Wow. So, like for this fight, how many rounds do you think you'll spar?
I've sparred a hell of a lot. Like I've been in. I know. I'm like absolutely chatting shit here because of what I've just said. But I've sparred a lot. But we've had days where maybe the sparring partner hasn't been able to turn up. Because he's probably it's been a bit tough or whatever. So there's days we've missed where we wouldn't usually miss. Like through a camp. So even though I've sparred a lot, I haven't sparred maybe as much as other fights. And as my coach even said the same, he said you just don't need it as much as maybe when you're like 20, 22, stuff like that.
As a UFC fighter, do you think you'll ever go into a fight without sparring one round?
No, never. I do. I like to spar for my own head. But what I mean is, if I go into a fight and like I've only done, let's say just overall 20, 30 rounds of sparring, I'll be okay as well. Whereas usually, over like, let's say a 15-week camp, let's say you spar 3 times a week and you're doing, let's say maximum of 6 rounds, that's 6, 12, 18 times 18 by 15. That's a lot of rounds, Ariel.
Yes.
So,
And when you stop,
sorry.
when do you stop sparring? Like how far
I
in advance?
personally like sparring even the week of the fight.
Really? Like
Yeah, because what I've
there,
always,
like when you're at the city, like in Las Vegas?
well, whatever I would be like,
Yeah,
if
yeah, yeah.
I sparred the week of Wonderboy fight, I sparred the week of
Well, that explains
uh,
it.
the Woodley fight, I sparred the week of most fights. The only week
I
I
like how
didn't,
you mentioned the two losses.
did I mention the 2 losses?
Well, you mentioned Wonder Boy and Woodley.
Not
Listen,
like Liverpool
come
are going to
on,
win at home.
Wonder Boy got played at his own game. Come on, son. He got took to school like Gaslam, and then Woodley and Masvidal took me to school. uh, and so yeah, like I've always found as well, sparring the week of the fight is better for my head. It keeps like my brain active. So like if you're obviously ever weight cutting, people will do things. They'll run, they'll go on the bike, they'll hit pads. I like to spar and keep like a flowy state of sparring, sweat loads, and it keeps the brain active. Not obviously as tough as what you're doing the previous weeks on, but I do like to spar the week of the fight.
Give us like a great or not so great weight cutting story. Like a nightmare weight cutting story.
The
How bad did it get?
great weight cutting story for me was the Whittaker fight. I didn't even cut weight. I ran in the morning and was just at 185. I made sure I came out holding a can of Pepsi in front of Rob, and he was looking at me like you fucking bastard till. But I know everyone's seen the footage of the Wonderboy wake up, but I would say the Masvidal wake up was probably harder because I went blind walking to the shops trying to get that last point one
Come on.
of it. Yeah, I went blind, man. Like I just shouldn't have been doing that wake up no more. Like I don't give excuses. Obviously, he fucking beat me fair and square. But I remember on the day of the fight, I just didn't feel like I'd recovered my health enough, like I needed to. Like like the water loss on the brain and all stuff like that. Like tough them weight cuts to welterweight, man.
So you went blind on the way to the gym?
No, so the morning of the weigh-ins in
Uh-huh.
London, there was like a supermarket, like a Walmart, like 5-10 minutes away from where we were staying. And I woke up at, well, obviously I didn't wake up because you don't go to sleep. I was awake at like 6 o'clock, and I snuck out my room and like was walking there to like try and shed the last point one, point two. And I had to call Colin like on the way there, like because I had to sit down. I was like completely blind, blurred, and Colin like ran to get me. Can you hear me? Hello, 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 Ariel.
I've got you, Darren, but I think Ariel's thing crashed.
Oh, he's got no Wi-Fi. He hasn't paid his bills. Yeah, I collapsed, Ariel. I was blind, man. I couldn't move. Yeah, I'm here, mate. Yeah, I'm here. Hello. Yeah, so am I. So am I. Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, I can hear you, you baldy nugget. What? Hello?
We're on a delay. Are we on a delay? When I say yes, you say yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay, we're good. So
Okay.
wow, that's crazy. Okay, we're good. Okay, I want to play a game with you, Darren. Here, um, I'm gonna tell you the promotion. You tell me who you fought. Okay,
Okay.
MMA Sanda Combat.
Midnight Laich, Midnight Costa.
Wow, Leche. Wow, what the hell is MMA Sanda Combat?
That was like an organisation in Brazil. A lot of good fighters fought there. Actually, went on to like the UFC and that were fighting for the belt, the welterweight belt. And I took it off Liach. He was
How
the
many
champion.
people? How many people there?
I think like 5,000, something like that.
That was the one that got you to the UFC.
Was it? Yeah, that was the one. Yeah, I knocked
What?
that was a 5-round fight. I knocked him out in the fourth.
Yep. What year?
What year? That will have been 2015.
Yes, sir. What about Sparta MMA 6?
Sparta MMA 6. That will have been in either 2013 or 2014. But I fought on a few of them, so you're gonna have to be more specific.
Yeah. Well, that's why I said 6. I wanted to know if you can nail it. Okay, I'll give you the date. Maybe that will help you. May 28th, 2013.
May 28th, 2013. You've got me, Ariel. I cannot remember. But it was
first round knockout, minute 24.
Ooh, smoking them hands. I can't remember the name.
Paulo Bautista.
Oh, Paulo Bautista, yeah. A bald-headed guy.
You remember it?
Yeah, I remember it, yeah.
Any what about this one? Encontro dos Espartanos.
You've got me again.
Yeah, because you really bounced around in the early days there in Brazil, huh?
Yeah, I thought I was on just like a warpath, man.
Why did you go to Brazil initially? Just to train, or was there another reason?
Basically, this guy was sort of like stalking me. And one night I woke up and he was trying to like molest me, Ariel. So I had to get out of the country. It was bad.
Come on, be honest. What are you talking about?
Like he raped me. He bummed me.
Stop it. Stop it. Why did you go there?
I got stabbed. Is that better?
Is that the truth?
That's the truth. I was just like fucking, mad little kid, just on a warpath on the streets as well. Just like, I don't know, man, just like, fucking, just as you do, mate, just a bit mad. And then, obviously I got stabbed up twice. And then, me coach and that was like, listen, a few things are going to happen. You're going to go out for revenge, or you're going to go out, you're going to go to jail, you're going to get killed, you're going to kill someone, this and that. He was like, what do you want from this life? And I was like, the same what I've always wanted. I wanted to be a champion in the UFC. I want to be the best. And he was like, well, you need to go to Brazil, son. And I was like, this is a trick question. When? And he said, next Saturday.
Oh.
And I had a lot of the way now, so much trust in Colin that I went.
And did he go with you?
No, we had the guy out there, Marcelo Brigadeiro, very respected black belt. He had Team Carbon in Brazil because he lived in England for 5 years previous, and he welcomed me with open arms.
Why Brazil? Is it because he had the connection there? Like, why not some?
Yeah, he had the connection, and I think he just knew the type of place it was. You go there, and it's sort of like savage, as to say.
And what do you think happens if you don't go?
Just think there was so much distraction at that point.
Oh, you see that? You see that?
No?
Danny Gay just knocked out Gavin Tucker in like 30 seconds.
Wow, he said he was going to do that.
Great win for Danny Gay. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, Dan's a good guy. He's a nice lad.
He's Ali's assistant.
What does that mean?
I mean, he works for him, but he's not managed by him. It's a bit of a weird one.
Is it? Yeah.
Anyway,
MTK is the number one management anyway.
That's what they say on the internet.
Don't start throwing smoke at MTK, Ariel. Like Kamzat's boss, them war leaders.
So wait a second. What do you think happens if you stay home?
I just think at that point, Ariel, even though I've always been very focused on the gym, attentive and all them things and whatever. There was just so much distraction, and another distraction to make money as well. Obviously, I wasn't making money in fighting at that time, so who knows what I would have got up to, Ariel. So I think it was. I mean, I was only meant to go for 6 months as well. Like that was the initial thing, and then obviously when I got there, done a little bit of raw dogging, and now I have a 7-year-old daughter.
So you were there. What are we? 4. I'm trying to figure it out. 4 years, 3 years.
So I mean, it sticks in my mind so much, the dates and everything from Brazil. So I landed on Brazil on the 24th of December 2019, and I
Wow.
left. I left exactly 24th of December 2016. So 4 years to the day.
Wow. Did you do that on purpose?
No, I just don't like flying with people, so I like flying alone, and Christmas is usually quiet.
Wow. And why did like when you left? Obviously, you come back, you go see your family, but when you left, why didn't you just wait for Christmas to be over and then go the next day?
Because in my mind, I wanted to be there, ready to train, smash my way through Christmas just for the new year of 2017, just to smash into it all.
Okay.
So yeah, it was a weird one, like going
No,
there.
no. Like when you went there in 2013, you left. Oh no,
Oh
2012.
yeah, do you know what? It's actually a funny story. So Colin was like, go and get your bits of money, what you've got in, take as much cash as you can. So I was like, I took a little wad of cash, and a friend of mine helped me with the flight, and he was like, he sorted the flight on a credit card, and that was for like to go like the 21st or something, or the 19th. And when I got to the airport, the credit card hadn't been accepted, so my flight hadn't even been booked. So I had to
Wow.
come back, rebook it. I had to put like the money in the account, rebook it for the 23rd, 24th. I think it was the 23rd going into the 24th, and that was it.
And you didn't see your family for that whole stretch?
No.
Wow. Why didn't you go home? Like why didn't like in
Oh
the
yeah, I
middle?
did. I came home in 2015 for
Oh,
4 weeks, and
okay.
seen like I only came back to see Colin really, just to check in, and then I came back.
And he didn't go visit you over there?
No, he didn't need to. He knew I was fine.
Wow. Interesting. And where did you live?
Here, there, and everywhere, wherever I could. At first, I lived in the favelas for a while. At first, I had this
Come on.
apartment. Yeah, I did. At first, I lived in this apartment, and then we moved where all the guys were in like the gym, where the gym was based, like just outside of the favelas. Then we went and lived there. There was like rats were living with us and that. It was called Kafofo, and then I moved again and again, and then obviously the girl I was with at the time got pregnant, so we had to move in somewhere. It was like sort of a what did they call them in America? Motel, and then
Yeah.
that was it. And then obviously we split, and I went to live with a friend, and then I was out for like 16 months with shoulder surgery, and I was like, right, I feel like I've outstayed my welcome in Brazil. Now it's time to go back. So I just messaged Colin, and Colin was like, right, time to get back to real work, son. You've done all you needed to do in Brazil. And I was like, okay, I'll see you
Wow.
soon.
How was it in the favela?
Do you know what? It's Brazil's a mad place. Like, it's beautiful. It's the same as any other country. It's not like poor like people think, but at the same time, it's ruthless. It's like completely and utterly ruthless. Like the way them favelas operate and stuff like that is like on a whole nother level.
Did you ever get in trouble there?
A few times. The
Oh.
film that comes out will tell all that.
Which film?
There'll be a film about me, Ariel. Come on, there's gotta be.
Is someone following you or something? Like Connor?
Connor? No, like like there will be a
Oh, you
film.
mean
And
like a motion picture,
yeah,
like an unscripted. Wow.
yeah, there'll be a film. Brett Okamoto wants to take it from you, Ariel. You're gonna have to fight him for it.
That's great. Wow. So
Mm.
so how many times did you get arrested there?
Twice.
Wow, twice, huh? What are the jails in Brazil like?
So, mate, my my bum got penetrated a few times.
Stop. Rank the jails that you've been to from worst to best.
The worst was Tenerife, mate. No comparison.
Where's that?
When I got arrested for the taxi,
Oh, Canary Islands.
Yeah, that was the worst.
Why was that? I feel like that would be the best. It's a
No,
resort.
that was
Why?
like the scariest jail. Like I remember, like when we was there for like 4 or 5 days locked up, and I remember I made friends with like the head honcho, the head chief of police, and like he was bringing me smoothies and little chickens and rices and that, and I remember like what he was off duty and one of the guys wouldn't let me go to the toilet and I was in the cell with my friend and I was like, mate, I've got to take a shit. And he was like, lad, don't you dare take a shit. Lad, don't you dare. We were arguing back and forth. So when he went to sleep, I got the tray where I'd been eating the chicken and rice and I just had the shit in the corner and it stayed there for the whole 4 days. Ariel, it stunk.
Oh my god, that
It
is
was,
crazy. Darren, at this point you're a famous UFC fighter.
yeah.
Do you have a moment where you're saying to yourself, "I can't believe this is happening to me"?
No, I just have that moment that I'm human and that's just the end of it. That until is human. I'm not one of these guys that say, "Yeah, man, I'm humble, I'm cool, I'm down to earth." Because people who say that know that secretly they're not humble. I don't need
Right.
to say that. I'm just a human. That until
Wow. So that was the worst by far.
that was just uncomparable, man. That was that was fucking that trip. Never again.
What did they give you to eat?
So like that guy who I made friends with, he looked after me, and but when he was off duty, it was just like these dry crackers and like this little carton of like milk. It was fucking disgusting.
Oh my god! For four
Yeah,
days you were there?
yeah, 4 days, man. It was, it was funny, like, but it wasn't funny when Colin got a hold of me and absolutely
Oh
killed
no!
me. Uh,
What did he do?
he just battered me. He was just like, "You little fucking cunt," and obviously he's the only one that can do that. I was like, "I'm sorry, Colin." I was like, "I don't know why I did it. I lost me fight to Masvidal. I'm sorry, I'm sorry." And he's like, "You little gobshite. We're fucking trying to be the best and you're fucking robbing taxis." And I was like, "Colin, I'm so sorry." He's like, "I'm gonna fucking kill you." And he's got like all these samurais in the gym, and I kept looking at them, just thinking, "Oh my
Oh
god, he's about to stab me with the samurai." Just ran out the gym, and I was with my friend, and he was like, "Go with him and just sort your head out, you little cunt." And I was like, I'm sorry, Cole."
Where did
There's a
you take the
real,
taxi?
there's a real. I'll tell you, there's a real. It is a master student, obviously outside the gym, big brother, little brother, father thing with Colin, but he is a complete and utter master. He is like the guy out of Kill Bill, Pai Mei. That is
Yeah, yeah.
exactly who he is. But I didn't steal the taxi, Ariel. No, I was the passenger.
Where'd you guys take it?
So basically, we like, well, I say when we absolutely destroyed this hotel, like, and I mean destroyed it. It was a 5-star. We all ran up the road with our suitcases. And when we were loading our suitcases into this taxi, my friend jumped in the driver's side, but which he thought was the passenger's side, obviously, because in England we drive on the other side. So I was in the back and I said, "What are you doing?" He went, "Oh, I thought this was the passenger." And I went, "It's not, get out." And he went, "Ah, fuck it." Shut the door, put the car
Oh,
into gear, and just absolutely smoked this car around the Canary Islands. And I was just in the back going, "I'm a UFC fighter, lad. Don't stop the car."
yeah, right. You 100% drove it.
No, I never. I'd tell you if I did. I never. I swear to God.
Why were you in the Canary Islands? Just vacation?
It was two friends' birthdays, and actually, Colin was telling me not to go. Colin was like, "If you go till you know what you like, you're loose, you're wild. Don't go." I said, "No, it'll be fine, Col. We're only there for a few days. I'll be on my best behaviour." So I think that's what made Col even more upset that he actually told me. And then, like, when we got there, like, I was getting mobbed by loads of people, and I didn't know how fucking like well known I was on the islands, and like the people were buying me drinks and everything. It was just a bit mad, and it was a blur, to be honest with you, Ariel. It was a blur. It
And
was,
that's the last time.
yeah. I ain't allowed to go back.
Really?
Yeah, man. Fuck that shit.
Banned? By who?
Fucking Judge Meatball, I call him. This big meatball looking judge.
Don't say that. Don't say that. At
Yeah.
least he didn't make you go back. So you've been in Canary Islands, in England, and in Brazil. Anywhere else? In the slammer?
In the slammer.
Yeah.
Let me think. Brazil, Canary Islands, England, and that's about it, my friend.
I don't believe you. You're laughing. You're leaving one
No,
out.
that's. I think I'm trying to remember my days in Thailand. I don't know.
Oh God.
I was a bit mad then.
So after Canary Islands, is Brazil worse or England worse?
In what sense? In jails?
Yeah.
I think they all have the same elements, Ariel. But I mean, Brazil's so crazy because Brazil is so big, and then on the outskirts of Brazil, you have like Colombia, Peru,
Uh,
Argentina. You have all like these countries with like not to say lawless, but they're just very, very savage. As much as it's beautiful and the people are so amazing, it's a very savage way. I'd say Brazil is probably like one of the most savage countries in the world.
wow. And
So
where in England?
there's a few in England. I don't know if you've heard of a guy called Charles Bronson.
Yes.
Yeah, he's locked up in, I think it's Broadmoor. That's meant to be rough as fuck. So the one in Liverpool or Walton Jail, that's rough as well.
Yeah.
I
By
think
the way,
they're
what were you
all
gonna say?
rough. I
Yeah,
think they're
yeah, yeah.
all rough, Ariel.
That the time when you tried to get to New York, how stressful was that?
Exactly like it is now.
What do you mean?
Stressful like it is now.
Right, but now I mean,
Now it's fine, but still, just because of COVID, it slowed things
yeah.
down a bit. Now, obviously, I've got it, the application, everything sorted, but it's
Oh, for
just
your fights, you're having issues coming,
I was
irregardless.
no,
Okay.
yeah, no, because it was one of these things until I actually got the actual visa, it was going to be a problem. Like with the Gaslam one, it was only a temp visa. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, obviously, I've resolved it. I've got all me criminal records is what they ultimately wanted. But it was, do you know what? It was actually better for me. I work better when like everything. I feel like everything's against me. Like because the wake up for that was fucking so tough, man. Because of the plane ride and everything. So I came in like heavy. I don't know if anyone cares to look, but the way I looked for Gaslam and Whitaker's two totally different guys. Like I was huge for Gaslam because I'd cut so much weight and put it back on. But do you know what? It was just another thing that you can say, right? Look at what we done. We went to London. We was there all week in London till Thursday, and then we flew to Madison Square Garden, the biggest fighting stadium in the world, and fought one of the best guys in the world and beat him. So it's a good story to tell the grandkids, Ariel, and I'm sure it'll
Yeah.
be remembered.
And you almost didn't get to the fight. Remember, wasn't it because Trump was there and like the Secret Service didn't let you do your SADA test.
Yeah, I remember Trump like casually walking past the where he was in the like where the USADA thing was right at the front gates, and I was the last guy sat there. Kevin Lee had just like walked out. Uh, so yeah, he just walked out. Kevin Lee, he was mumbling something like about he's got the tools to be Khabib. I can't remember what he was saying, but I was sat there, and then the woman left, so I was there on my own. And then these two like big guys come in, were like looking at me funny, and I didn't know who they were, and I was like, "Who the fuck are you looking at?" And they were like, "Yeah, this is a fucking secure area, some shit like that. Yeah, you got to stay in here now, until we've all cleared out." And I was like, What you mean, mate?" And he was like, "What I said, man." He's like talking like some mad shit, and I was like, "All right, mate, yeah." And then there was this big kerfuffle with USADA and the Secret Service or whatever. Like, this guy has to stay in this room. He can't leave. We've secured the area and shit. And I'm looking on the television and there's fights getting made and Gaslam's like knocking all these guys out and then Masvidal's knocking me out and I'm like, oh my God, this is a fucking blur. What's going on? I was like, and I was already really nervous and I was like, well, maybe this is my out, not to fight. And I was like, yeah, no problem. I'll stay in here, mate. That's fine. And then like the girl was like, okay, we'll do a test in another room real quick and that. And then like I walked into Colin and everyone knew. And everyone was like, what the fuck happened then? And I was like, he was trying to not let me fight in that. And Colin was just shaking his head. He was so pissed by the whole situation.
I mean, I would assume at some point the UFC was going to come help you out, right?
Yeah, but it was just the way, like listen here, fucking hell, I'm a man.
It's the president.
I'm not afraid of no guy, but you got these crazy Secret Service guys coming in. Like, these are next level. These aren't like
Yeah.
gangsters or anything. These are the president's fucking security, and they're like looking at you, and you're thinking, what the fucking hell's going on here? Like, these are the main men. These run the world. These guys, and they're saying, yeah, he's not fighting. He's got to stay in this room. I was thinking, they're like the bosses. Dana's not the boss. USADA's
That's
not the
true.
boss. So it was quite scary, to be totally honest with you, Ariel.
Did you speak to Trump?
There was like a mad moment when we was in London when I'm sure he jumped on like this 3-way call and I heard his voice. And I was like, fuck, is that Trump? I was thinking, oh, I might say something to the cunt. But
I feel like there's a chance if Donald Trump is not the president, you don't get that visa.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Dana came up to me at the weigh-ins and was like, the way he is, he's like, you don't know how many strings I had to pull. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry, Baldy, come on, mate, And he's like, I do believe him when he said this. He had to write quite few checks for me to get there. So this is the thing, we all, we can all throw hate at Dana and, the pay's not good enough. But people don't see a lot of stuff what goes on behind the scenes, with other things they do. Like, boxers don't get treated well as good as we get treated on fight week, with the hotels and shit like that. Like, no way. So, it's sort of divided. But at the same time, yeah, of course, the pay is the most important thing for us to survive and live and enjoy the fruits of our labour. But, Dana does a lot of things behind the scenes that people don't know about.
Have you seen the new uniform?
Yeah.
You have?
Yeah.
Oh, how'd you see it?
Oh, come on, Ariel.
Can you send me a couple pics? Can I post them?
Come on, Ariel.
Okay, what do you think?
I mean, the only thing I think is that it's a bit shitty that we just can't have our own sponsors.
Yeah, of course.
I think now the way my name is in obviously the UFC, but just even in England, I've got a big presence and a big name. I could be getting some serious sponsors. But so that's like maybe a little bit shitty, but I see what they're doing. They're trying to make it a company thing and all that, but it just seems weird. Like, I don't know if this is me thinking, but Reebok to Venom, it seems like a come down, not a step up. Like, you'd expect maybe Adidas or Under Armour or Nike. I don't know. It's a mad one. The deal must be good. That's all I can say.
Is it unique? Does it have color? Does it have personality? Is it just kind of say that's my problem? I don't want all of you guys to look the same, right? Like,
yeah,
that's what's fun about fighting. You all have personalities.
Well,
you're unique.
I actually said to the guy who works for me at Raw Dog, I actually said to him, I said, our dream, let's make it our goal now to get Raw Dog like the official sponsor of UFC one day. Like, why can't I, Ariel? Tell me why I can't. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a legitimate thing, man. People buy into it, and we've already made not bad money. We're doing well, so why can't I do it?
Okay, why don't you sponsor your fight? Why don't you get it on the mat like Connor does?
I can't afford that, Ariel. Come on, mate. That's expensive.
You really think you don't think they'd give you a deal? It's your fight. You should ask.
Do you know what? I will ask. Yeah, I'll
Tell
be
him,
cheeky.
call up Dana. Say I was talking to my mate Ariel. He had a great idea. ABC. Let's get the logo.
Yeah, but as soon as I mention your name, Ariel, all hope of getting a sponsor goes out the window.
How did you start that?
Which?
The company.
Raw Dog.
Yeah, like how did you actually start it?
You know where Raw Dog came from, obviously, don't you? The Perry story.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think a lot of people just hadn't heard it said or whatever, and a lot of people just bought into it. And then a lot of guys like who obviously work with me and for me and that were like messaging and saying, you need to start up like a brand, a company, t-shirts, whatever. And at first I was like, yeah, whatever. And then when I was out in Dubai, seeing me management after my fight with Whittaker, the guy who works for me on Darren Till store messaged me and he was like, listen, we need to release a t-shirt. Like, think of some ideas because this is going to be huge. And I was like, okay. So that night, I remember I had a few drinks with my girlfriend and she was asleep and I was sat in the like where we had a desk, you know, in the hotel room, and I just
Yeah.
started like writing down some ideas, and I thought, how do I do what I've always wanted to do? Be different, like because in everything I just want to be different. I don't want to be the same. This is why I don't say the same shit, and I'm not the same shit, and I'm always wanting to just divide myself. And I thought we don't want to just bring out these t-shirts like every other fighter. Yeah, go and get my t-shirt, man. Use code whatever, 10% off. Because I just think that's all baloney. So I said to the guy, I said, listen, why don't we do like a 7 days limited edition t-shirt, never gets released ever again,
Mm.
and just give people 7 days to buy it? And he was like, that might work. And it fucking worked. When I brought the post out and then uploaded the link and whatever, like, it was just amazing. Like, it was completely and utterly amazing. Like, how many sold and the limited edition. And then I was like, right, not coming back. And then people were like, bring something else out. So we brought like a beanie out, and then we brought a jumper out. And then this brewery approached me and were like, we want to do beer, raw dog beer. That's the two things that go hand in hand. People drinking beer and people wanting to have sex. We want to do it. And I was like, let's do something then.
So is the beer a real thing?
The beer's gonna listen. The beer's gonna be fucking huge. I've just got to get past a few legal side of things and lower the price. I think the price is a little bit too expensive right now, but the
How
beer's a
much
real
is it?
thing. We lowered it to, because it was quite special beer. We lowered it to like, I don't know, like 250 a can, which is still quite expensive. So we're trying to get it lower now.
What's so special about it?
It's Darren Till's raw dog beer, mate. That's what's so special about it. What's so
Is there like
special about your
special
shop?
ingredients? I don't know. Are there special ingredients?
Yeah, just you have one sip and every girl automatically wants to have sex with you. I mean,
Stop
it's
it.
crazy. It's great.
So
Yeah.
you'll be able to go into like a store or something and get this
Well,
eventually.
lockdown has really slowed
Yeah.
everything down here. Like, I've got a few businesses I've tried to keep clever and whatever, but I just think until lockdown's over, I can't say about any. And I know a few places want to sell it and actually get it on draft, like pints and that. But I mean, no one's saying anything because a lot of people are like losing businesses and losing money and getting laid off from work. So it's not the time to be like doing stuff like that. It's the time to be reserving cash and stuff like that. It's a tough time people are going through.
Yeah. You're telling me.
You're not going through tough times. Your YouTube must be flying. Just you having me on here is making you money. Like,
No, by the way, it's not
literally,
making me a penny. How am I making money off this?
100%. Every time you speak to me, you make £1 million.
I wish. I wish. But there is, I mean, the people like Chael's killing it on YouTube. Chael has his own YouTube channel. The ones, I mean, I think it's really
Chael,
smart.
Chael just
Yeah.
Chael just utters shite. He just talks bollocks.
But he's still killing it.
Yeah, he is killing it. To be fair,
But you should. I know you uploaded that one video, but you can make serious money off
well,
YouTube. You can
everyone
make
said
hundreds
it.
of thousands of
Of
dollars a
course,
month.
Ariel, and everyone said it. But same thing again for everyone who's interested listening. It's gonna be done my way. Like, Ariel, I'm being honest with you now. I could have made absolute millions off my Instagram. I really could have, but I've scared sponsors away, and sponsors have been attracted to the way I am, and it's sort of 50-50. But I'm gonna do it my way always. And at the start, I had people like trying to influence me, and sometimes your mind gets a little bit twisted towards it. But now, it's me. I'm the boss, and it's gonna be done my way. Same with like my YouTube thing. I just come up with it one day. Opinions and assholes. I'll just sit there. I'll put the camera in my face, and I'll speak. And you know what, Ariel? People absolutely love it because it's not
They
like I'm
do.
in a studio or anything. Yeah, I will try to make it a little bit more professional, but it's literally just me. I sit there. I don't edit anything, and I just upload the video. That is literally all it is.
It's great. That's what people want. They don't really care. Honestly, what the
Ariel,
pandemic has taught me over the past year is that they just want the stuff.
Ariel,
Yeah, it's great
trust
if you
me.
can make it nice, but they just
Yeah,
want the stuff.
of course, professionalism, all that stuff. People just want to listen. They don't really give a fuck. They really don't.
By the way, another quick knockout here. Ryan Spahn just beat Misha Serkinov in like a minute. Your telly's still not working, huh?
I'm in the other room.
So you're not even gonna watch Leon.
I'm gonna watch Leon, but right now, I'm enjoying my chat with you.
I'm enjoying it too.
Yeah.
What time is it there? Is it? Oh wait, do you guys have daylight savings? You do, but it didn't kick in yet.
What's daylight savings?
Like when you put the clocks ahead.
Is that tonight, is it?
That's tonight in America, but I think it's in a couple of weeks. I think you guys are a few weeks ahead of us, or after us in the UK. But tonight at 2 a.m. we go to 3 a.m. There is no 2 a.m.
So where are you right now?
I'm in America.
Yeah, I know you're in America. Whereabouts?
Oh, New York.
So what time is it there?
10 p.m.
10 p.m.
Yeah,
It's 3 in the morning here.
right. So then at 3 a.m. my time, you will be 4 hours ahead.
Okay.
But then at some point, you guys catch up and it becomes 5 hours. You know what I'm saying? I like it. It's spring forward, fall back. You get it?
Yeah.
You get it?
It's pretty boring conversation here. Lots of people are logging off.
Really? Did we lose them there?
Yeah, you lose people when you talk bollocks. That's why Chael loses everyone, because he talks lots of shit.
Are you beefing with Chael right now? Let's get them back.
Do you know what? You've just said a name, and I thought, yeah, let's get some beef on. I've never beefed with
Yeah.
Chael, but yeah, if he wants that, he can get it.
What's wrong with him? Too much
No,
shite?
you just talk shite. That's what's wrong with him.
Doesn't know what he's talking about, pretends like he knows what he's
Ariel,
talking
come
about.
on. You know I beef with absolutely everyone, and no
I
one
know.
will do nothing about it.
I'll go through the names. Chael, tell me what annoys you about him.
Talks bollocks.
Connor, what annoys you about him?
Do you know what? I actually feel sorry for Connor right now because he's getting wrote off by so many people. Like, in the past, I would have been like, saying shit, but I want him to do the underdog comeback now. I'm all
Mm-hmm.
for the underdog always. So, but I think the thing that annoys me about Connor right now is I think he's just living too much of a good life. I think when you wake up and you've got $1 million watch on your wrist, it's hard to motivate yourself to train.
I do believe, by the way, it was the late great Marvin Hagler who said it's hard to wake up and pound the
Yeah,
pavement when you're sleeping in satin sheets.
yeah, yeah. And Connor Ben says it now. You know, Connor Ben,
Yep,
his dad.
yep, yep.
Obviously, Nigel
Nigel
Ben.
Ben. Yep.
Connor Ben is one of our sponsors athletes with my watch brand. He's a sound fucking lad, and he says the same thing, but he says it in a light like this. He says, "I still wake up in silk pajamas and I'm still out working these fools," which I like. I like that because obviously, his dad is obviously made a lot of money and provided us somewhat a great life. But Conor Ben, man, he puts the work in and he says, "I'm driving around in Range Rovers and I'm still out working these fools." So I love that.
Have you ever met Chris Eubank, Senior?
No, no,
What? Really?
I'm not the biggest fan of Chris Eubank Jr. I don't know what it is. He's just got this sort of unlikability, and I shouldn't say that because I don't know him. But his dad is a comedian. His dad's amazing
Incredible. What a
and an
voice.
amazing fighter, by the way.
Yeah, legend.
I suppose I'm biased with Chris Eubank Jr. because him and Billy Joe, beef a lot, and Billy Joe is
Yeah.
my boy.
Did he really tear his scrotum?
Yeah, he's tore his scrotum, Ariel. It's bad.
Stop it.
No,
Stop
he did.
it.
Yeah, it's shocking, honestly. He FaceTime me yesterday, and I was like, "Wow, that's bad."
Yeah, how'd he do it?
His asshole like FaceTimed me, and his scrotum was tore. I was like, "Wow." I was like, "That's a bad tear, that mate."
Israel
Yeah.
Adesanya.
What about him?
We're going through your airing of grievances.
Oh, Israel. Uh,
What annoys you about him right now?
I don't know. Do you know what? I've got a few videos there I'll tweet after this to show you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man. I'm always prepared for every single one of these fools.
Okay, but you don't want to share anything now. I mean, some are saying right now, by the way, Darren, that this is the greatest interview I've ever conducted. And you know what's the shame in all of it? It's going to disappear when we turn this off.
Does it disappear, really?
It just
That
goes
is
away.
such a shame because I have enjoyed this so much.
It's such a shame. Well, we wasted it on Twitter Spaces. How could we do this?
I didn't know what it was. You know what I do with Twitter, don't you, Nero? I just delete it all
Yeah.
the time. I'm not on it. I think it's the most toxic out of all the socials.
Yeah.
So I delete it because I think it's one of them things you'll go on it and I think it'll eat away at you. So I came on it and I seen you was in like purple with
Yeah.
Mark Baldy Ed Raimondi, is it?
Yeah.
And I thought, what's this? Clicked on it and it was like it said put your mic on, and I was like, okay, I'll have some of this, my boy Ariel, come on. And Mark's not bad. He's losing his hair, but we like him.
I know. I mean, 5'3" at best, maybe 4 on a
Oh,
good day.
can you see who's listening?
Oh
This
yeah,
is great.
you see how many people are here?
Oh my God, Aaron, he's a journal. He's a nice guy, Aaron.
Yeah, Aaron's just been stalking us, lurking, as they say.
He's all right, Aaron. I don't mind him. There's a few blue ticks in here. Yes, boys. There's a few lads in here. Well, it's all lads. Where's the women at?
They're no.
Yeah, there's no women.
I think Mark wants to defend his honor.
Mark. Oh, hang on. There's a raw dog listener in here. My guy, my G.
Who's that?
Oh, it's gone off.
I wanted to ask you about another guy. Is he back in? No, he's not back in. Jan Blachowicz.
Fucking hell, man. Wow. Just got a guy there that just wasn't scared of Israel is striking, and it just was like, because he wasn't scared, he was able to just power through the fight. This is the thing, man. Like striking fluidity, whatever it's called, like me, Israel, Whittaker, these guys, it doesn't always work. Sometimes you just get a guy like Jan who's just like, fuck this shit, I will kill you. And he does.
Oh, Mark is here. Mark?
Mark's angry.
What's going on here, gentlemen? What's happening?
Listen,
I'm losing
Mark,
my hair. I'm 5'3".
Yeah, how big are you? 5'8"?
I wish I was 5'8". That'd be great. That'd be awesome if I was.
What are you? 5'6"?
5'6". Yeah. What is that?
Okay, so every time a guy
170
who's small,
centimeters and
no, every time a guy who's small says his height, you have to take it off. So you're about 5'4". Is that right?
No,
So
that's incorrect.
Right. Listen, man.
I play it straight, Darren.
I know you're upset over the hair joke. Now, listen, there's plenty of good places in Turkey. I will recommend some. Don't worry about it.
Look, I've heard I'm cool with the short jokes because that's like my thing, but this is the first time I've been insulted for losing my hair. I don't think I am. Maybe I'm going a little gray.
Okay, well, here's a challenge for you. Like, people love doing these challenges. Grow it out, bro. Come on, let's see what you've got. Let's see. Come on.
Grow it out? It's pretty. I mean, during the pandemic, it got pretty long.
Am I getting mixed up now? Am I just looking at your profile picture and picturing that's your hair right now? Am I getting mixed up?
I'm not really sure what's happening, but I gotta say I'm now a little worried.
I mean, don't grow it like Aaron. Whatever you do, that's just. It doesn't. The way Aaron cuts his hair just doesn't suit
Aaron.
his head. He's got a head like a baked bean, and he's. I'm on one tonight, Ariel. I'm going for all the smoke.
Hey, I do have a small head. I've got I'm lucky. My kids didn't get me and my wife both have small heads. My kids.
Aaron, where have you been? We've been talking for 4 hours. You've just been sat there.
You guys were having a compelling conversation. I'm just tuning in.
We was.
On the wall,
We was.
Darren, can I ask you another one?
Of course.
This is a good one. Dan Hardy.
Wow, do you know what, Ariel? Honestly, right, I'm proper upset because I think Dan's a proper sound guy. The Herb Dean argument he had, I actually haven't seen that video or what happened with that. Like, I know it was nothing to do with that. What I'm saying is, obviously, that was recently. I wasn't really interested what happened. Like, I know Dana came out and was like, you don't argue with the judges or officials, so which is fair dues, do you know what I mean? He's got a fair point there. You can't undermine the judges or officials. But I don't know what's happened with Dan. Like, did they say he's had an argument like a female colleague, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
A UFC staff member.
Staff. So she's a member of staff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man.
Do you like him as an analyst?
I like Dan as a person. Like, genuinely, Dan is very genuine. But as an analyst as well, like, I feel like every time he analyzes big fights, he always gets the money. So that's a fucking guy you need. But who knows what kind of argument has it been? Has it been like a verbal one? Have they like really screamed at each other? You just don't know. So
it's tough.
It's as he must still be in contract though with the UFC for the fights. I don't know.